I am honestly surprised Ant-Man Quantumania has gotten as much hate as it has. I know people have hit Marvel fatigue and some of the Disney Plus shows recently have fallen flat, and some people like me did not like Thor: Love and Thunder. However, I personally always try to go into something new with an open mind. I don't think Quantumania is as good as movies like Endgame, No Way Home, Ragnarok. But to me, the movie was good enough to launch us into Phase 5. The movie was fun, the humor placed in appropriate spots most of the time, and great acting by Jonathan Majors as he portrayed Kang. I consider this movie a fun action-adventure film. I figured exploring the quantum realm would be fun, and it was. And I thought it was a little wacky and crazy, which is what I would expect in a realm like this. And honestly, I got Star Wars vibes from this movie with all the different creatures and ships. The bar scene early in the movie reminded me of A New Hope when Obi-Wan and Luke go into the cantina to talk to Han Solo. And I know some people roll their eyes at the broccoli character or think the ant army was over the top, but I don't think those things were that detrimental to the movie to walk out of the theater being extremely pissed off about it. And again, they were in the quantum realm where anything could happen or exist, so I kind of expected this to be a wacky movie with some over-the-top stuff. And honestly, I appreciated the fact that the movie wasted little time getting to the quantum realm. The present-day setup was quick and good enough for the characters. I guess if I had one pacing complaint was how long it took Janet to tell her family about Kang and her history in the realm. I know they wanted to build up hype for the grand revelation of Kang and this story and, the backstory of Janet, but realistically, I think you would tell your family something like this very quickly after being sucked into the realm. And again, I thought the acting was good. Even Paul Rudd did a great job. He turns his charm and humor on and off at the right moments. I actually really liked how pissed off he got at Kang when things went sideways. Jonathan Majors, like I said earlier, did a good job too. I was sold on him being Kang. I liked how he was both calm and stern at the same time, and the way he maintained himself with his strength as he made sure everyone knew he was in charge, like with the prison scene, for example, when he used his powers to hurt Ant-Man and Cassie. And I will say, I wish they didn't make MODOK look so silly and act so silly. He looked a lot better when his helmet was on, and I do think the writing was not taken seriously enough for him, especially when Cassie and MODOK fought. Cassie obviously has beef with him due to a run-in in their past, and the one time I really felt the humor fell flat and was a poor choice was when Cassie defeated MODOK, and when instead of them having that one final memorable conversation, Cassie says, "Don't be a dick." That was dumb, and MODOK was really the only annoying character that I found in this movie. I also appreciated Hank and his witty comments, and shout out to him for getting the ants organized for the final assault to turn the tide of the battle. I like that shit. I don't care what anybody says. Ultimately, the fighting was entertaining at the end. So this does bring me to my one complaint of the movie, and where I do agree with some of the criticism that others have in regards to Kang. The day Disney allows Marvel or Star Wars to have a badass villain that wins and beats the crap out of the heroes, and you're really sold on the evil prevailing and the focus on the villain to just be who he needs to be, will be an amazing day. So Kang's powers come from his suit, and when it got destroyed, it became a regular boxing match between Ant-Man and him near the end of the movie. Like, why show how powerful Kang is in the prison scene where he could literally force the insides of a person to explode if you're going to just dumb him down at the end of the movie, at the most important part, the biggest conflict? I'm not saying he has to kill Ant-Man, even though I thought that potentially that was in the works based on how the fight was going and the fact that Cassie was so prominent in this movie. I just don't see why Kang has to be defeated per se in this movie. I personally think this version of Kang survived and was just sent to another reality or something like that. I think we'll see him again. That's just my prediction. But I really long for the day when Disney just stops muzzling their villains. And people also had issues with the visual effects. I'd have to see the movie again. Nothing really stood out to me. But that could also be because I'm just getting so used to all this computer animated stuff, and I actually do understand where people are coming from, and it's funny to see, the head honchos recently at Disney talk about how, like, Marvel and Star Wars are very expensive, and I get it that, these productions are not cheap to put together, but you also have two big cash cow franchises, so figure it out. And and that's why they're going in this direction with all the computer animated stuff and not building sets from scratch, probably to save some money. And again, I'm getting tired of hearing companies cry about money these days because, again, somebody like Disney, you own two of the biggest franchises ever. If you make good content, people will watch and you'll make money, and they do make good enough revenues anyway. So just a little side rant. But like I keep saying, I thought the movie was fun and entertaining. It was very enjoyable. It's a typical Marvel movie, but the humor, again, in my opinion, is so much better compared to Love and Thunder. If you wanted a dark and suspenseful movie, then Thor: Love and Thunder should have been given to you in that way. This movie I don't think was supposed to be anything super intense. You know, it's a launching point for Phase 5 and King and where this story's going next in the Marvel Universe. I just think some people went into this movie already angry due to the issues with other projects, and that's fine, you could be critical of those things, I was too, but why bother watching this movie and freaking out on it when you know this is Marvel? I don't agree with the people that say this movie was not suspenseful or intense. I thought it was when it needed to be. So as I said before, I like this movie. I don't think it was great, but I thought it was solid. It was good enough. I would give it an 8 out of 10 for being a fun all-around movie, and I just think this is a launching point for what we're going to get beyond in Phase 5, and I think going forward, those movies better be intense and serious, and I really hope they don't muzzle King, because like I said, he could be a very good villain. And I will be there with the critics if King ends up not living up to the hype, but for right now, I am sold on Phase 5 as we begin it. Thanks for watching this quick review of Ant-Man Quantumania. Please leave a like and subscribe for more. Let me know what you think in the comment section as well. You can also follow me on Twitter and TikTok as well at analyzethis_YT. Thanks for watching and take care.